Yes, folks, welcome back. It's Rudy with Alpha Investments. Yeah, I know. What's funny is when you look back at everything, this has been the most bizarro 6 months I've ever seen in Magic, and probably the 3.5 to 4 years I've been on YouTube, everyone. Seriously. No joke. No joke. Just completely ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. So the best performing booster box, if you had sat on any sealed products in the last 6 months, what do you think it was? What do you think it's? Alpha Box, Box of Legends, Box of Antiquities, Homelands coming in for the same. What do you think? Seriously, what do you think? I mean, look, I combed my hair last month. I got a haircut scheduled for next year. Honestly, the best performing booster box in the last 6 months has been Theros. It has literally been almost 100% return in 6 months. I mean, did anybody see that coming? So Theros experienced what I like to call the perfect storm of the 1-2 punch. Perfect investment. Unlike, I don't know where I'm going with this. You had a combination of a perfect announcement with the Pioneer setup. And then you have the lineup of the return to Theros, or whatever it's called. So you have the new Theros set on the back of this Pioneer wave of inflation. And it lined up to make boxes of Theros literally less than a year ago were selling for about $80 on eBay. And now if you can get a box of Theros below $130, $140, you're probably getting a pretty good price. Seeing actual boxes of Theros in less than a year change from the 80s to the average selling price in the 140s is just incredible to see an 80 to 90% return in a couple months. Absolutely just astonishing. And of course, in epic Rudy predicts and manipulates the future, I made the wise decision to sell my entire 500 box position to the patrons 2.5 years ago for $79 a box. So, of course, that my manipulating and doing evil things worked out real well. Seriously, it really worked out really well. So, on the backs of many people joking about how bad the new things and it's all a waste of money, I guess it amazes me that how many people out there who are doing their own thing that really just are coming out like rock stars. And it really shows that you, like I've told you guys over and over, I don't care who you are. I and most of you watching, we cannot predict the exact details and movement of everything. The biggest thing I got wrong recently, I'm gonna actually, this would be a good video, kind of go through some of the sets. I would still think would be Ultimate Masters. I thought would be 500 a box, completely flat. Hasn't moved from that 370s to 400 window, plus or minus a few dollars. It literally bounces around in that little range. No movement, dead money. And then on the other side of the coin, you got Theros skyrocketing. Let's talk about some other sets. Eldritch Moon. Small set on the Shadows of Innistrad block from the very first product I ever sold for $79.99 shipped when I launched the YouTube Patreon. What did I do? End of 2016 was Eldritch Moon. And I'll be honest with you, most of the people who even signed up and did everything, I didn't sell many boxes. Most people did not buy many boxes. Everybody made fun of it. And then, of course, as the years go by, the perception changed. The stories of what happened start to dissipate, start to get kind of foggy. They kind of, it's like playing the telephone game. The stories start to evolve as the years go by. So it's kind of funny to see that. It's really a funny thing to see. Journeying the Nyx is right, and probably second or third place right behind Eldritch Moon and Theros. Journeying the Nyx was another one of those. Had the opportunity for the final palette, and I just thought it would be a fun thing to sell. I sold all those, I think, to be 10, 11 months ago at the beginning of the year. And another surprising product recently that's really been jumping in price with no real news on it besides lack of supply, which has always been an issue for Core 2015. That particular product has always struggled supply-wise from the day it went out of print. I to this day, I don't know the full story with that particular core set, but it wasn't like a home run core set, but it always had some sort of supply logistics problem from the beginning. I don't know why. It's just always been that way. So when I look back at these products, you know, I mean, we're in a time where Dragon's Maze sells for $90 a box, really frequently. I even see stores around the country selling Dragon's Maze for $100 and $110 a box now. I mean, I would have. It's like, really? Really? It's a very bizarre direction, everybody. So, anyways, as far as recent stuff goes, one other thing I want to jump into is if anybody's been paying attention. Has anybody seen the price of Guilds of Ravnica? Technically still a standard product, even though supply is like just a slow drip at this point. eBay TCG player, $105 booster boxes. Guilds of Ravnica has already crossed the $100 a box marker, and which is very, very surprising for a new return to Ravnica set. Very, very unexpected for it to move that quick. I mean, technically, it's not even cycled yet fully out into being gone, and the fact that there's such a lack of supply on the market, and of course, actual transactions selling between 1 and 105 is very surprising for guilds. I don't know what the catalyst and why that one's jumped so quickly. Other side of the coin, you have sets like Dominaria that, had that knee-jerk out of print and caught everybody off guard, so it immediately went from that 85 a box to 125, and then it's been flat ever since. It has no growth for the last 6 months, hasn't gone up, hasn't gone down, it's had no movement. So we continue to see a lot of very strange behavior in the sealed product world. To me, everybody, honestly, it feels like, it kind of feels that everything's trying to find its own way. Like everything's trying to figure out where it's trying to go through that, as some people call it, a consolidation phase. Some people say it's just trying to figure out the correct bid and ask to kind of find out the correct pricing for the products. But overall, it really does seem that a lot of products are just really trying to find the correct price point at this point in time. And I'm mostly just talking about the sealed product in this video, not any real single cards, old or new. But it's really bizarre because there's even a lot of sealed product out there from even the last 5-6 years that the pricing is very spread apart. You're seeing a lot of, the cheapest price will be $120 a box. Most expensive price is $220 a box. And all the stores and evil investors are just spread all over the place. There's not really a tight spread, Giggity. There's not really a really finite pricing for a lot of the items right now. And usually that's a sign of people just don't really know how to value it. And a lot of people are concerned to undervalue it and fire sell it. And other people are just trying to get it sold. You have a lot of, I almost want to say the word confusion, or maybe a lot of people just trying to figure out what's the best, direction for these prices. And then, of course, the simplest answer of all, everyone, is a lot of people are just telling me that stores are just trying to liquidate the massive amounts of product to get ready for the next massive amount of product coming right when the calendar year rolls over. I mean, just to remind everybody, besides these price jumps and the Pioneer boom, I mean, when the new year hits, we have all these pre-constructed Commander products. You've got all these new Theros, Icorias, collector's boxes. You've got mystery boxes. There's going to be some Somerset box. You have a massive lineup of products coming in 2020. A lot of people do have that wallet fatigue, that frustration, that kind of dude, there's so many products. Not even including, there's going to be when the new Theros set comes, you're going to have the regular Theros, the collector's box Theros. I'm sure Wizards Direct is going to have their deluxe Timmy Mythic box, and then there's going to be more Secret Lair. There's going to be more. I mean, it's just, there's so many directions of products. It just feels more messy. It just feels more difficult to figure this stuff out because of the sheer volume and everybody just going like this. Everybody's just really, we're all doing that. We're all just trying to figure out what's what on this. Until Wizards slows down the product, I can't even get a haircut. I don't have time. So that's really what I see with sealed products. I just genuinely thought the video deserved to be made because the award for the best performing sealed product in the last couple months is Theros. Yes, folks, Theros. Post Return to Ravnica, post 2012, from the Theros born of the Gamble Journey the Nyx set. And yeah, that's the product that's had the best return. What? If I had said this on YouTube when I started the channel with Khans of Tarkir, could you imagine? Seriously, everybody, think about that. Could you guys imagine if I started the channel to invest in Theros? Honestly, seriously, can you imagine if I launched in 2016 and I was like, don't buy, what was it? Turtle Masters, buy cons. No, seriously, everybody buy Theros. What? 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 Could you imagine? Like, can you imagine how negative and how much backlash I got just from talking about cons and fetch lands if I had just said, no, Theros is the future? Like, you guys gotta acknowledge, and the beautiful 3% ladies that are on YouTube watching Magic, if you're still out there. I mean, you gotta acknowledge, nobody saw this coming. It's ridiculous. We're in a time where the best investments for these sealed collectors and investors were people buying Theros, Journey into Nyx, like Dragon's Maze is going up. There were people selling Dragon's Maze boxes years ago for like $59 shipped. Like those people, anyone who bought Dragon Maze at $60 to $70, they're almost $100 a box now. It's like, what? It's just the most bizarre time. It just feels like such a transition period for Magic, and it's going to be very. I guess the word exciting. It's going to be very fascinating and exciting to really see how this stuff levels out and see what happens in the next probably couple months into 2020 to see the dust settle and to see how things really unfold and to see what really holds and becomes the true winner versus what ends up just selling off and becoming nonsense and becomes the loser in the short term. Because, in the long term, we know there's another Modern Horizons set that's going to be coming. I mean, they even named the set MH1. There's going to be an MH2. Just like Conspiracy 1 to Conspiracy 2. There's rumors of another Battle Bond set. There's rumors of actually some form of new dual deck type of prototype or a modern event deck type. There's all kinds of things swirling around. We got a bazillion Commander products. So I just wanted to share and kind of make people go, yeah, Theros was the best performing modern product. I think it even outperformed percentage-wise. Theros booster boxes have outperformed. That's all. Really? Really?